Welcome back to the show where we talk about everything, everywhere, with anyone, at any time, with you. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I don't want to shatter your glass. So, I'm on a solo mission today because I want to talk about shopping. Yes, you heard it right, shopping. Now, I don't know if this is really fitting for a guy, but I'm talking about my experience because yeah, it's my experience. And I also want to send some pro tips about if you're coming to Asia and you are a little bit more plus size or medium size. So yeah, I was recently in Ahmed. If you haven't seen that video, stop what you're doing and go watch it. We spoke about all of our first impressions and our time in, oh no, not Ahmed. Oh my word, sorry. I'm in Gili Tea. I was in Gili Tea recently. I was in Ahmed too. So you can stop what you're doing and go watch those two videos. They're awesome places and I highly recommend it. But while in Gili Tea, I was walking down one of these roads with a friend and he was asking me, why do these backpackers have such large bags? And I said, well, I think it's because they obviously have like all their belongings in it. And he said, yeah, but surely you don't need all of that stuff with you. And I said, well, it's kind of the same as having a large suitcase. Like you can see my suitcase there. I have a suitcase and everything that I own came with me to Bali in that suitcase. I don't have anything anywhere else in the world, not South Africa and not China. So yeah, I mean, I think that the backpackers do the same, but they just shove it all into a backpack. And obviously they chose that because it's easier to lug around, especially if you're in a place like Gili Tea where you cannot pull your suitcase. So yeah, anyways, he said to me that, well, clearly they don't need such a big backpack because they can just bring the small basics and they can buy everything else here. And it kind of shocked me because I stopped in my way and I said, well, I don't really think that's true because I've lived in Asia for 7 years, 5 years in China, and 2 years here in Bali. And I feel it's really, really difficult to find basic clothing items. And he was like, what? And it was kind of a weird, it was a weird moment for me because I realized that it's really hard for me to find stuff, but for him it's totally easy. And he was like, well, if you ever need me to take you shopping and show you where I get my shirts, I'm happy to do that. And I was like, yeah, you see, maybe it's easy to find like shirts, but I want like dresses and tank tops and shorts, and it's really hard for me to find those things. Now, I don't go shopping very often here in Bali. I tend to go shopping when I need something. I have a very minimalistic style, generally a t-shirt and shorts or a shirt cropped up and shorts. I usually wear everything until it's pretty much breaking or broken, and then I throw it out and replace it. Yeah, about 3 months ago, I actually had to go to my embassy in Jakarta, and I purposely made that a shopping trip because I struggled almost for a year and a half to find basic underwear, basic colors like skin color and black underwear here in Bali, bras as well. I don't have huge titties. I'm not like a special kind of case where I need like G or double G or H bra. I just wanted something basic and black. I wanted the same for the underwear, kind of bikini style underwear. And I, for the life of me, could not find it here in Bali. I went to H&M, I went to Zara, I went to Bershka, Pull&Bear, even though these places sometimes don't have underwear. I tried my luck, but I could not find it. So when I went to Jakarta, I basically went to 3 shopping malls just to go and find these basic things, and I bought them and I found them, so I'm fine. You don't need to worry. I'm not walking around Bali underwearless. But yeah, it has been really, really tricky. And I think for me, it's like when I find something that fits me, I want to buy 3 of them and I want to buy it in each color because it is super hard. Living in China, I struggled so much to find jeans to fit me because obviously then we actually had seasons and it was actually cold sometimes, so I had to wear jeans. And every time I could either not get my thighs and butt into the jeans, or when I could, they were too short because Chinese people are generally rather small and they're shorter than most Westerners. So every time I went to a store, they're like, sorry, these are Asian fit, they're not gonna fit you. And I actually saw the same thing on TikTok the other day. It was a girl who went to Thailand and she must have been a general small or medium in America or in UK or in Australia, like general Western size. She was a small or medium. And she went to a 4-story flea market building And the first two floors she was looking around, and every time she walked into a store, the ladies would say, "Oh no, this no fit you. No, no, no. You go floor 3 and 4." And she was really confused as to why everyone was pushing her to those floors. Eventually, she went there and she saw that it was like plus size clothing, and some of the store names were like Moo Moo Girl, Fat Cowgirl, something like this, like Fat Chick. Like, can you imagine a store being called that and you walking into it to find that the clothes are 4XL, 5XL plus? Because that's what I had to do in China. There weren't stores called Fat Girl, but I knew that I was no longer a large or an extra large. I was now a 4XL, which is so nuts and can be so harming to your image. But these are the things that I had to get used to with living in Asia. Now, yesterday I went shopping because I need something. And I was invited to an event, and the dress code is smart, casual, slash formal, slash tropic chic, something like that. And I nearly said no to the invite because I don't really have something more fancy to wear because it's Bali. I usually wear shorts and a t-shirt. But I said yes, and then I was in panic mode because I was like, what am I going to wear? And I only had one day to figure it out. So I was on Shopee, which is the shopping app here, Shopee, Lazada, Tokopedia, all of these type of things. And I found a store that's just nearby my house. So I texted them and asked if I could come and try on the dresses before I purchase it, because I don't want to purchase it if I'm not going to wear it again and it doesn't look good or doesn't fit me. So the dress that I had picked on Shopee was a large to a 2XL, which I was like, perfect for me, gonna fit perfectly. I then went to find the store, and I drove very anyways, I was very confused, and I drove there, and I was in some sort of like village with all these Balinese homes, and I was like, oh, this is not the place. I'm just gonna go home, whatever, I'll figure it out. Eventually, I found the guy that was coming into the house that I thought was the right place, and I asked him like, hey, is this place? And he said, yes, come in. So I walked with him in, and he just disappeared. And I found myself standing in someone's living room, which had boxes and boxes and boxes of clothes around. And I was like, oh my word, what did I just get myself into? And I texted Adam, I was like, I'm legit in someone's home. And he was just like, okay, be safe. I'm like, yeah, I'm not even worried about the safety thing. It's just, it shows it's a store and then it's not, which now I understand it's probably just like their shipping warehouse. But anyways, I showed the guy the dress and I was like, I want this dress. And he said, oh no, this one, no good for you. And I kind of looked at him and I was like, oh, because too small or too big, or it's not going to look good on me. He said, no, you're too big for this. I said, okay. I'm like, so do you have any dresses or skirts to fit me? He said, yeah, we have jumbo. And I just like, oh, okay, yeah. Can you show me the jumbo stuff? And he brought out like all the stuff that he had basically in my size. And I was looking at the label, and it is 4XL to 6XL, which is just nuts. I mean, I'm not that big, but here in Asia, apparently I am. So anyways, my shopping was super unsuccessful, like all my shopping here in Bali, always very unsuccessful. I didn't find anything, but it just made me realize that, hey, I'm obviously not going to be the only one who feels this way. And if you are coming to Bali, then I do think that you should pack your basic necessities. If you like to wear a certain kind of pants or shorts or dress or t-shirt, and you know that that's what you feel most comfortable in, and you do sometimes find it hard to find stuff, then I do suggest that you just buy one or two extra and pack it in. Underwear, shorts, if you are a curvy girl, shorts. Bikinis, yes, if you are bigger chested or you have a bigger butt, then please pack in your bikini, because it isn't going to be the easiest thing to find here. I have made a video about this before. There are tons and tons of stores here, like Bershka, Zara, H&M, Cotton On, etc. But it is not always easy. Most of the time they have limited sizing. They've got maybe like a lot of mediums, but they don't have a lot of larges. So if the largest are sold out, like you ain't gonna find it. So if you are particular about your clothes and you like a certain kind of style, then just bring it with, because even the cheap shopping here, like the flea markets, I feel like their style is very outdated because they buy the stuff in bulk and then they sell it, and when it doesn't sell faster, they obviously don't buy new style. They just keep selling that stuff. So I feel like some of the clothes that they're selling was stuff that I was buying in 2010 back in South Africa. And yeah, sometimes you can also be, it's cheaper, but sometimes it can also be a bit of a scam, because in the flea market they have the bargaining mentality. So they will charge you like 500 for a wrap skirt, and I'll be like, no honey, I saw that on Shopee for 100. I actually did that yesterday. I think yesterday I went to that Shopee store. I went to 2 other stores on the way home. I then came home. I went to H&M. I checked a whole bunch of flea markets in the mall. And then I went to another extra big flea market, and I found nothing. Zero. So now I have actually borrowed a dress from a friend. Luckily, she has one, because I don't know what I would do without that. And yeah, I'm gonna hope for the best and just wear that. But yeah, all in all, if you are coming to Bali or going to Asia, actually in general, pack your basic necessities. If you like it, buy double of it and keep it with you, because it is not easy. That being said, also shoes. If you are like a size, I think what, UK 6? I don't know what it is in US, but I know in China I was like a 39-40. If you are 39-40 plus, then just bear in mind that it might be hard for you to get shoes. Yesterday I was also thinking in my head, hey, maybe I can wear shorts and a t-shirt, shorts and a nice shirt, and if I just have like some better shoes, because I usually wear Birkenstocks. So I thought in my head, if I have a nicer pair of shoes, then it would make the outfit look quite cool. And I was trying on a pair of 42 sandals, and they were 5 sizes too small. I couldn't even get my foot into the shoe. And the lady was like, oh, maybe you look at men's shoes. And I was like, well, the point of this was to find a nice pair of shoes, like with some glitter or gemstones on it. But yeah, shoes, underwear, shorts. If you're curvy, majority of your clothes, please, because it is going to be hard. But I think that's what happens when you move to another country. You got to get used to certain things. So let's say commuting in Bali is really easy because you're always driving a bike and you have your own bike, so you don't really need to worry about taking public transport, etc. But shopping is also a little bit more tricky and can be expensive. And these are the things and the norms that we have to get used to when traveling and living abroad. But I have a huge list about that. So if you want to hear about the things that I found really, really strange when I moved to Bali, and I now have weirdly gotten used to, and if I leave, I am probably going to miss it. If you want to hear about those, then stay tuned for the next video, because I'll talk about them there. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye!